Thank you for tuning in to the Shikama Live Show. Wrong note. Where did I put it? Okay. Sorry. This is the Shikama Live Show with your host, Kevin Cardinale. Sponsored by the Boundless Enterprise LLC in association with www.lasvegasnevadadui.com. Today I'm going to do a feature for the Pan-African movement. For those of you who do not know what the Pan-African movement is, it is an organization, a worldwide organization of black people whose mission is to be completely separate and independent of all Western and European input and financial, military, or any other input whatsoever, and completely be separate and autonomous. Now, a lot of my videos talk in view of with that philosophy in mind. A lot of white people do not understand that black people can be separate and autonomous. They feel that America is the last bastion and great hope of society, and that everybody is beholden to her, including citizens who are inside of the contiguous United States, namely African Americans or Africans of Americans of African descent. Now, what I'm going to discuss today is an example, as given by Dr. Amos Wilson, of how we are destroyed. And when I say we, from here on out, assume that I'm talking about black people, to black people, from a black person. How we are destroyed from within by our own black people. This particular incident occurred when an FBI agent called out somebody who openly is against the United States. So here's his statement, and I'm going to give my statement. This is a message to Pan-Africans. Quote, openly and freely in Cuba, she continues to maintain and promote her terrorist ideology. She provides anti-U.S. government speeches espousing the Black Liberation Army message, apparently that's bad, of revolution and terrorism. No person, no matter what his or her political or moral convictions are, is above the law. Joanne Chesimard Assata Shakur is a domestic terrorist who murdered a law enforcement officer execution style. Aaron T. Ford, Special Agent, Newark Division, New Jersey. Now, that's a quote that Dr. Amos went on to talk about. And here is Dr. Amos's quote. If this is a crimogenic society, and it is, then we recognize that as African people, that our major problem is not being left out of the American mainstream. We must recognize that we cannot join a criminal system because we'd become criminals in it. In moving into that system and becoming assimilated in it, we must become allies with its criminality. And if that system then is dependent on the death and damnation of black people upon the imperial subordination of black people, then those of us who move up in this system must also then engage in the death and damnation of black people as well. You're not moving up in the system as it is, unless you're also moving against the interest of African people. Dr. Amos Wilson. Now, he presents Agent Ford's quote, who espouses that this Assata Shakur is a domestic terrorist, as defined by who? As defined by the U.S. government. Now, the Pan-African people then are responding to this, and they're calling him Uncle Tom, house nigger, and other things. Now, I'm responding not to the agent, not to Dr. Wilson. I'm responding to these people. Here is my response to all of their 2,000 comments about the situation. I would think that people that ascribe to Dr. Amos Wilson would be more educated of the black population, and yet your comments belie how uneducated people you are. Uncle Tom of Uncle Tom's Cabin was the black messiah of the black slaves. How on earth are you using his name as an insult to black people? Only a truly ignorant Negro would even do such a thing. You have Democrat plantation mentality going on, is why. Use your own brain and read a goddamn book sometime. Meaning, read Uncle Tom's Cabin before you start using Uncle Tom as an insult against black people. Secondly, going around calling each other house Negro or house nigger serves just as good as the very example used in this story, Agent Ford. You're still infighting, which serves your master, the white man. At all points, you educate and educate and educate. Slaughtering and chastising your brother serves nothing but your master, Mammon, the devil, the white man, or whomever you believe is the true enemy. If a brother is getting in your way, you don't call him a house nigger, nor an Uncle Tom, nor a Sambo, which would be the correct term. You just get him fired or move him out of office if he's in the White House. You get organized. If you're truly committed to a movement, you have to think. Movement's about thinking, not about running around calling names. That's what herds do. Food for thought. Not everyone posting on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter who claims to be a part of your movement is black or African. Some work for the government and pretend to be on your side, but cause confusion and get the chance to call you house niggers and Uncle Toms. Open your eyes. If you're going to discuss something intellectual, you need to be intellectual about it. Now, that's the end of my quote, but let me go back to that. Not everybody posting online or posting a newspaper or making a movement or even being the manager of somebody running for office, if you get my drift, is actually black, is for the Pan-African movement, is for black people, serves the interest of black people, or even care about black people. They whittle their way into forums, organizations, what have you, as if they can remain anonymous, they can keep up this charade that they are on your side. And when in truth, they're not on your side. Now, clearly Agent Ford is black. Agent Aaron T. Ford, Special Agent, Newark Division, New Jersey, is black. Yes. That's a given. I think he's black. There's a black picture. I'm assuming it's him. He's obviously not for black people. If he were, he wouldn't call out Assata Shakur or Joanne Chesimard. I'm sure the proper thing to do is if somebody is giving a speech about house nigger, blah 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 blah, or down with thugs, or down with people in poor neighborhoods, or down with black women, or down with black men, which is what you need to listen for. You need to listen at the message. Listen to what they're actually saying. Don't listen at what you think that they're saying. Listen to what they're saying. You snatched them off the stage, take them into the back room and say, look, you are not serving the interests of the Pan-African movement. You are not serving the interests of black people. There is no reason for you to come out on stage, on a microphone, and call people house nigger, Uncle Tom, Sambo, Jezebel, harlot, or whatever. I'm forgetting the names that they call black women. Angry black woman, what have you. You take them into the back room and say, you need to calm down. We don't do that. And as a Pan-Africanist, you need to ascribe to the philosophy that black people first. Black people first. And when I say black people first, I mean black people. All black people first. That's a first. Which means you don't call them out in public. You don't shame them in public. If somebody is shaming somebody in public and you just cannot get to them, say, hey, brother. You shouldn't do that. Like I did on my Tommy Sotomayor video. You don't call them out in public unless you need to call them out in public. Unless the monumental forces. Now, Agent Aaron T. Ford, I can say this. I don't know how to get in contact with him. Brother, you don't need to be making quotes about black women, black people in general. You don't need to be serving your master and calling black people domestic terrorists. No, black people cannot be domestic terrorists. Cannot be. Just like black people cannot be racist, black people are not in control. They have absolutely no reins of power to be racist. They have no reins to pull the horse, the carriage, and stop it and say, whoa. No reins. We don't have the capability. We don't have the capability nor the reins of power to be domestic terrorists. Put it out of your mind. I know you're just ascribing to the fear that Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS put out on a nightly basis. I understand that. But you, Agent Ford, need to step back. You're black first. Don't get it confused. You're black first. You might be walking through the halls of the FBI, and what do you think people are saying? Oh, there's a black guy. They don't go, oh, there's a fantastic agent. The first thing in their head is there's a black guy. You're black first. Black people first. Underneath that, we need to work on being autonomous. That means grabbing the reins of power and control of, go back to number one, black people first. Now, grabbing the reins of power and control for black people first does not mean you need to beat down your black brother. That's a distant like number 20, actually. Because number two, grabbing the reins of power, requires about 20 odd different things to occur before number two can happen. Black people first is the number one principle. Number two is autonomous and grabbing the reins of power. What do you think 3, 4, 5 is? It's furthering the number two, furthering the number two, furthering the number two. It has Tommy Sotomayor, Wendy Williams, Obama being against black people, calling out black people, making speeches about black men being derelict, or what do you call it, deadbeat, huh? And you applaud it. How dare you? What an idiot. Are you foolish? You need to be stabbed. Anyway, making speeches about how black men are deadbeat dads. I've already given you a video, go check it out, about the actual real statistics about black people, and we're not deadbeat dads. In fact, we are the least of all the races to be deadbeat. All of those people are distant, way in the distance. Grabbing the reins of power doesn't mean that we need to beat up Wendy Williams or beat up Tommy Sotomayor in the process. I know a lot of people came to my video and expected me to say bad things about it. I've noticed I didn't say anything bad about them. I say that we don't need that. Now, grabbing the reins of power means that, number 3, we need to get educated on finance. Number 4, we need to get educated on economics. Number 5, we need to start buying businesses. Number 6, we need to start buying real estate. Number 7, we need to start hiring other black people into our businesses, into our real estate businesses, and get our economy going. Huh? Numbers 8, 9, and 10, we need to have our own autonomous little neighborhoods where we provide our food, we provide our own health care, we provide our own police protection. Until we actually grab the reins of the police and say, whoa, stop, and grab the reins of protection, we're not going to go anywhere. Why? Because the police grab our young ones and throw them into the plantation and make money off of them. That's what that's about. It's not about all of the white people and brown people and blue people who think it's about some sort of crime. Most of it is not about crime. It is about making money in the criminal justice, plantation, the complex, the criminal complex, or whatever you call it. I forget the name. That's what that's about. Huh? It's about grabbing somebody off the street, charge them with jaywalking. Charge them with jaywalking. Ready? Not really a crime, right? Jaywalking is for your protection, right? That's the whole purpose of. That's how it gets passed. It's for your protection. We're gonna charge you with jaywalking. Charge the person $500 to $1,000. Huh? Let's see. Let's say the person makes $20,000 a year. They're working, but they only make $20,000 a year. $1,000 fine, I don't care how you look at it, and with no possibility of community service to work it off, gets thrown in jail. Now, tell me that's not corruption. Huh? We have to grab the reins of power in our communities from the police. We need to tell the police chief, you need to fire all of these people. We need to hire black policemen who are beholden to us. Huh? I live in Las Vegas. There is an area here called Summerlin, right? It is where the more affluent Veganites live, right? And it's way on the west side. Now, what's great about that? It's way on the west side. It's more elevated. It's nearly up a mountain. They can when they open up their doors, they can see all of Las Vegas. They have great views. But when it floods, that means when it rains, and often it floods when it rains here because the ground is cement hard. The rain drips from their area and floods into the valley where the poorer people live, right? Now, this area of Summerlin has nothing but white police officers, huh? And they've taken control of their police departments. Now, so for you ignorant people who have no idea about taking control of your police department, this is what you do. You need to be organized. You need to gather together and say, we need to come together. If We can't be just victims and sit back and let this happen to us. Huh? We can't just sit back and let the police come snatch our youngins off our doorsteps. Come onto our yard, onto our property, snatch them off the doorstep, off of the doorstep, and throw them in jail. Huh? No probable cause whatsoever. But they're black. Oh, and they can trump up all sorts of charges. Huh? And then the nightly news says, 20 black people were arrested today. Guilty until proven innocent. And there's no way for a black person to be proven innocent unless you get a lawyer. So, number 11, get a lawyer. We need to send black kids to law school, not to rap. Or, tell you what, when you make your $100,000 when you're rapping, cut the rapping out and go to law school. Go to med school. Go to engineering school. That's all the way up to number 20. Huh? We need to get people educated. And I don't mean you need to go to college. A portion at that 11 to 20 is that half of those need to grab some sort of actual crafts, like electrician, plumber, carpenter, builder, construction worker, actual trade, you know? That's what you need to do. I didn't mean to go into this tirade, but this is what Pan-Africans should do. Do not call each other house nigger, house negro, Uncle Tom, Sambo, little black Sambo, porch monkey, or whatever. That should never cross your lips. And if you catch your brother calling another brother that, you need to snatch his coattails and say, ho, hold on, chief, no more. We can't talk about other black people. And when a black person commits a crime against another black person, the entire community needs to come out of their houses, stop hiding, and do something about it. Grab him before the police grab him. Because what happened? Obviously, he's not doing it because he's rich. There is a reason for it. Crime has a reason. And at 35% unemployment, there's an awful lot of reasons. There's an awful lot of reasons. We need to get control. What was that? 1 through 10? Get control? Open up business? Study economics? Study finance? And a part of that 1 through 10 about studying finance is we need to finance each other, fund each other. If your nephew comes to you and says, I want to open up a business, you need to take it serious. And you need to tell your next door neighbor. You need to tell your church. You need to call up everybody on the phone, and see if there's somebody in the group, in the mix, if you all, who can fund the person and train the person and manage his business for him so that he's successful. And then the next person, and then the next person, and the next person, and the next person. That's what you do. Making rap videos and all that other stuff is crap. Alright, I'm done. Where's my... Anyway, thank you. Thank you for tuning in.